Welcome back. Welcome back. You tuned into Salam Media, and yes, I'm going to be joined by a first-time author, born in South Africa, raised in South Africa, Sister Amina Sirat, and we're going to be discussing her first published book, The Rose of Falconia. It takes us. I've been reading this. I think I've got to. I'm just trying to find out. I've read quite. But I'm just trying to see. Yes, so I think I've got to about 60 pages, and it takes you to a different world in a different time. And for me, it was actually good because I spend a large part of my day looking for news content, following what's happening globally, especially humanitarian atrocities, finding content so we can assist people to amplify their voices and provide a platform. So, yes, this was a welcome break. It exactly what my mind needed just to get away from everything that was happening on 2021 in our Mother Earth. So it took me back to a different place, a different time, and I quite enjoyed the welcome break. So uh, let me welcome Sister Amina Sidat, a first-time author to Salam Media. Assalamu alaikum, author Amina Sidat, and welcome to Mid Morning Talk.
Walaikum salam. Jazakallah khair for having me.
Amina, so tell me, when was this book? When was the book released?
So it actually the books arrived in Ramadan. It was actually the first Friday, the first Jummah, and I wasn't actually even expecting them. They were actually a week early, so a year in the making, and Alhamdulillah, they arrived in the month of Ramadan.
Okay, and when did you start putting, well, no longer pen to paper, but getting down and start typing on your electronic device?
So I started. It was actually on the 19th of April last year. Um, what happened was that I a friend of mine introduced me to this artist, and his name is Thomas Madani. He's a French pop artist, and I looked at one of his artworks, and it inspired me to write a piece. And so I did that, and it was only meant to be one Instagram post. But then I started getting private DMs from so many people saying, you know what happened? What happened? We need to know more. Like because I left them on a teaser, and I said this is only meant to be one post, but I'll see. Maybe I'll do another one. And so it went on. I did a second and a third, and eventually, like my friends were like telling me, "Why are you putting this on Instagram? It's supposed to be in a book." And they said, no, you need to stop writing for Instagram and put this into a novel. And so after 10 posts, I stopped that and I started working on the book. Um, I stopped for a while, for about 3 or 4 months. My mom wasn't well, so I had to put that on hold. But that I was actually so glad that that happened because it completely changed the entire direction of the book. In the sense that, like my main character, she was very weak initially, and I think I don't know if it was with regards to everything I went through and the steps that I took. I just woke up one morning in January and I said, you know what, this she's not weak, she's strong. And I rewrote the book in January. I changed the direction of the book. I changed the author's personality and the other female characters to portray them as strong, powerful women. And Alhamdulillah, by March, I think I was done and got the books printed. And yeah, that was it.
So, this creative juices and your creative energy, was it something you loved doing from a young age? I mean, journaling, writing. So you had this flair in terms of creative writing and a
Yes,
vivid
actually,
imagination.
yeah, very vivid imagination. Yeah, ever since I was young, I'll never forget. Don Matera came to our school, and he gave us a talk, and that was the day I was like, I need to be a writer. And I even said to him afterwards, I said, you know what? I think you're like my new hero, and this is what I want to be when I grow up. And I think he was so taken by, I don't know what was it about me, but he gave me his number and he said, okay, fine, when you're ready, call me. And over the years, I used to, write these little poems and stuff. And I sent it to him, but then unfortunately, you grow up and then you lose track of everything, and you start your life takes a turn in different directions. Our vision changes, and I put everything aside. I stopped with the journaling and all of that, and then I think in 2019, towards the end of the year, I started on Instagram, and that was when I started taking my writing a bit more seriously. When I saw that, what, people started engaging with me, and they started telling me, like, especially women, that I relate to what you're saying, and like, basically I was being told that, what, you're making a difference with your words, and I didn't think of that. And that was when I realized, what, if I have this ability that Allah Ta'ala has given me, I need to put it to good use. And I started working on myself a lot, in terms of, like, I got a mindset coach, and I started working on the introspection and all of that, because I said, well, you can't help others if you yourself aren't healed. And the book was also a part of my healing process, because I'm sure you must have seen it gets very intense at times. So there was me basically just pouring everything out into my literature, and at the same time, wanting to help other people, especially women, because I want them to read the book and look at the characters and say, you know what, um, I can survive anything. And looking what she's been through, and the other female characters, and how they've risen above everything, all their challenges. And it was a message not just for myself, but it was like my mother, for example. She was bedridden for 3 months. That was when I had to stop writing, and I think it got me into a very I don't want to say dark space, but it was a difficult time for all of us, seeing her like that. And my mother's strength to it all was actually what made me realize, what, my mother can't do this. She's bedridden. She's more tired. She's reliant on us. But all she does is she just cries like, Allah, 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 help me. Allah, get me through this. And she did. She fought and she fought. And Alhamdulillah, okay, she's not 100% there, but she's made so much of progress. And that was the point when the book actually changed direction, like I said to you. And it took a whole new turn. So yes, I have been writing since I was a kid. It did fall away for a while, but Alhamdulillah, I'm back, and I'm hoping that I can actually take it a little bit more seriously now.
That's an affirmation. When you said
Definitely,
I'm
I
back,
love affirmations.
that is an affirmation. And sorry, I interrupted you because let me just ask if I can get Ponti to put up that on the screen. I think somebody sent you. Yes, Fatima Musa is that says, mashallah, super proud of you. Amina Sidat, may Allah take you from strength to strength. Lots of love and dua. So yes, thank you for that. Joining in the conversation there, Fatima Musa. And
Jazakallah,
yes,
Fatima.
so look, I've got to about because I had a being Eid and that so busy time. So I've got to around is I've mentioned around. So I'm just in the beginning part of the book, the early years. I'm around page 60. Um, and yeah, not to give anything away, but as you've said, I will enjoy it. And then your main character, your protagonist, Atara, and so you say she goes through a lot. So basically, I wanted to coin the term that what you want to leave us to say, there'll be an Atara in all of us. There's an
There
Atara
is
in all of us.
definitely. I've actually, like, a few ladies who finished the book, I've actually said to them, I've asked them for feedback, and I've said, well, who did you relate to? Like, because I designed the character so that everyone will identify with something. You'll see there's so many things that she goes through, but I promise you, there's something you will find in her that you have.
So now
And
mhm. The reason I said vivid imagination, because as I'm reading this book, I come across names that haven't heard before. So I was thinking, now where did she search? Next time people are looking for unusual names for their children with beautiful meanings behind the name, then I think Sister Amina Sidat is your go-to person. So I'm putting it on air there. You'll have to publish a new name book with meanings as well, because maybe in a year or two's time, you're going to hear many Ataras running around. And that's when I was reading even the name of the lodge you put there. And yes, so I've seen a lot of Central Asian setting. So I don't know if you're basing the book, because I'm quite familiar with the history of Central Asia from, let's say, today, modern day Uzbekistan, Turkey, Turkmenistan, the area of Khorasan. That time, was this, were you taking that area? Because in my mind, I was going back. So I was picturing that area, because remember, geographical boundaries are only now in terms of the whole Asian steppes. And
Yes.
I'm looking at the barbers and things like that, where they came from there. So was that your idea for the setting? I just want to understand this.
Okay, so basically, I'm a huge Rumi fan. I love Rumi, I love Shams, I love Khalid Gibran, all the poets, you know. And if you notice, Konya, Fel Konya is a play on Konya. So that was where I started. So the book is
And the
very
Mevlana I'm taking is your tribute to Mevlana, and then the friend there was, I when I read it, I said,
yes,
could this be Shams Tabriz? And
yes,
yes, the one who
yes.
came in. That's so when I was reading this, yeah, I was trying, but then I was picturing this. So Alhamdulillah, it's quite interesting. Before I let you go, I I just want to, so I've opened this page, and I said, whichever page I'm opening, I'm going to read a bit of here. And I took chapter 5, and it's enlightenment, because it was just so apt that I opened to enlightenment, because I'm hoping everybody after reading it will be enlightened. Look, it's a nice way
Inshallah.
to take you away from, I said, I have so many things happening in present day 2021, and part of my job is looking for content and providing a platform to amplify voices, especially of marginalized, oppressed, and it's heavy on the heart, heavy on the brain, heavy on the emotion. So this took me to a beautiful time in another place, so I quite enjoyed the distraction and just to give my mind some R&R. So let me go ahead. It says enlightenment. The first time Atara joined Mavlana and the other dervishes for dhikr, she was not quite sure of what she was experiencing. The palanthora of emotion that circled her inner dervish sent her swirling through tears of joy and sadness. Her soul had finally found peace. She was nervous at first, her little fingers holding so tightly onto the misbaha rosary that her knuckles turned white. As the session progressed, she began to feel her tension and anxiety slowly start to drift away. The calm came next, and it was a beautiful calmness. So serene, Atara dozed off, waking up feeling like new life had been breathed into her once restless spirit. And this is Atara at 3 years old, going to be only turning 4. I hope I did justice to your reading,
It was
and I
beautiful.
brought some
It's amazing.
life to the story. Um, Shukran for chatting us. Tell me, I was gifted a copy kindly by Amina, but this is, let me just position, this is Rose of Falconia, Amina Sidat. So, where can we get the book?
You can go to my website, aminasira.com. There is a link to purchase a copy on there. Yeah.
And I'm sure now Ramadan is over, you're busy with distribution and people book stockers to stock your book and things like that. So soon you will put out where we will get it.
Inshallah, to be honest with you, I haven't even thought about marketing. You know, the whole idea was to just write the book and just get it out there. You know, I said, you know what? I wrote this without any intent to make any money on it. I'm not here for profits. I want people to read the book. I want women to be inspired by the book. So I said, oh, you just guide me. And in terms of marketing, I didn't know where to start, but I've got an amazing friend who actually said to me, listen, we need to get you out of your comfort zone now. So inshallah, I will be working with you with regards to getting
I
the
also want to
marketing.
get you out of your comfort. You've spent effort on this. You need to get it out there. One distributor, Amina Sirat, is there, but we can expand in today's world of online platforms, online businesses, and things like that. I think you should add the offering there as well, and well done to you. And I just need to mention as well that proceeds from the book are going to a Penny Appeal for their project as well. So it's, as you say, it's not about the profits, but how we can profit humanity as well. So please,
Absolutely.
when you purchase the book, you're making an ethical spin, because part of the proceeds are going towards Penny Appeal and the amazing work that they do at Penny Appeal.
Gee.
Jazakallah Amina, it's been an absolute pleasure. Shukran for joining me on Mid Morning Talk only on Salam Media, online humanitarian platform, and we will look forward to inspiring, motivating writings by Sister Amina Sidat. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Jazakallah khair for having me.
It's a pleasure. That was Sister Amina Sidat and her first time novel, The Rose of Falconia. So please do contact her, Amina_Sidat, and you can connect with her and get your copy. We're going to go for a short break. Thereafter, we're going to be speaking to founding member and spokesperson for South African National Women's Farms, Shamshad Begum Said, on their new campaign. And let me see, we're going to try to raise Abir. Let's see if Ponti has managed to raise Sister Abir Ziad as well.